critique?
It sucks.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's. Yes, Amanda, you get a pen. So a couple weeks ago, or months ago now, I guess, I was in the Manage Your Career Excel at CC, where we learned that there's Captain Crunch feedback, and then there's nutritious or good feedback. And of course, the good feedback is specific, tells you about a certain time, it is non-confrontational. So what is one thing that is terrible about this slide? Can't read it because too small, too dark. What is too dark? Thank you. Contrast, the background, and the text is terrible. So let's go ahead and fix one of those problems. Better, right? But still terrible. So let's go ahead and change that. Okay, this is better. This is a better slide, but is this what else is there's still wrong stuff going on with this slide? Background could be still dark, but actually this might be really good for somebody who has vision problems, because this is about as high contrast as you can get. The only thing we could do to change this slide to improve it for this kind of slide, if we just wanted text only, hint hint, on the slide, two things we could do to change it. We could just get rid of the bullet points. They're really kind of superfluous. I mean, they delineate what line is what line and what paragraph is what paragraph. So we could get rid of the bullets, but we could also change this to a serif font. We could put the little feet on the typeface. Instead of using Arial, we could use Times New Roman. And that would make this a better slide, but still, in my opinion, and unless this is reading material I'm sending to you, I think there's something wrong with this slide. Any other, Marge?
Too much information.
Too much information. This slide is not going to be any better then. But I've added a picture, so it's visually more interesting, which I think is part of the reason we have PowerPoint. But what I'm getting at is, or part of what I'm getting at, is that the slide, how you design your slides kind of depends on your audience and where your audience is. For a group like this is a terrible slide because it's just a bunch of text. Who here has not been in a room with a presenter who's just reading the text from their slide? Has anybody not experienced that? Okay, I'm sorry for all of you. I'm passing around the consolation chocolate. Please make sure this gets to every table. So we've all sat there and had a presenter just, title of the song, Da Vinci's Notebook, declaration of my feelings for you, elaboration on those feelings, description of how long these feelings have existed, belief that no one else could feel the same as I. I mean, we've all said that, and that's a terrible presentation. If you're going to have a presentation, this is actually a much better slide because it actually shows you exactly what I'm trying to get at. And that is the fact that that's actually a song, and hopefully PowerPoint will cooperate with me. Oh, of course it didn't cooperate with me because I didn't click the right thing. So this is actually a song by the group called Da Vinci's Notebook. Declaration of my feelings for you. Elaboration of those feelings. Description. So actually hearing the song is much better than reading the lyrics. And because we're live, I can do that. I can show you a YouTube video or let you listen to a video or a recording of that on PowerPoint. So if there's one thing you take away from today's presentation or from today's chat, tips and tricks, it's that the design of your PowerPoint depends on to whom and where you will be presenting or where people will be seeing that PowerPoint. Sending this through email, that might be okay. But this, in real life, is so much better because you can actually hear it. You can hear the music. It's an a cappella song that's actually a parody of all of the boy band songs, like all of them, literally all of them. All right, so good versus bad PowerPoint. Generally, if you're presenting a PowerPoint in front of people, you shouldn't be doing this. You should be doing this. You should show the people, because the PowerPoint is not the message. The PowerPoint simply reinforces the message. The message is you. You have the message in your head, your experiences, how you look, your expressions, your hand gestures, even how you call on and interact with the audience. That is the message. So here we have this PowerPoint, and I want to show you, in addition to these things, I want to show you some tips and tricks. This is actually a YouTube video that was embedded in PowerPoint. You can actually do that now with the latest versions of PowerPoint. All you have to do is go up. Actually, let's start a new slide. Here we go. There are these icons on here that everybody pretty much always ignores. If you don't ignore them, they can be pretty useful. For example, I knew I wanted to insert a YouTube video, so I just clicked Insert YouTube Video, and I could search for the YouTube video. Somebody give me a good, clean YouTube video.
In a world like this, Backstreet Boys.
Not familiar with that one, but okay. In a world, oh, they have a new one. Wow, in a world like this. Wow.
I think it's Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, that looks like the Backstreet Boys. There we go. The Backstreet Boys perform in a world like this. So insert, and there's my video. So shortcuts, use those little icons that are on there. I'm going to go ahead and undo that one. But you can also do the same thing with pictures. So how many of you have spent hours looking for a picture, copying it to your desktop, and then uploading it into PowerPoint? Anyone? Great, my back table. Keep the chocolate back there. So let's go Backstreet Boys. Let's keep going with the boy band theme.
So keep the chocolate.
Oh. So here are all my Creative Commons images that I can just insert into PowerPoint without leaving PowerPoint. That looks like a good old picture of them. So let's insert that. And there it is in my PowerPoint. I didn't have to do anything else. Didn't have to download it. Didn't have to switch to a browser. And now if I hit Control-M, that inserts a new slide for me as well. And so once I've got that new slide, I can do any number of things. But let's pretend that I actually want to change everything in my PowerPoint at the same time. I don't like, let's say I want to have, oh, I got it. I want the CC logo. No, I want the CC Sports, the athletics logo in the back. Let's do that. I'm going to go over to my View tab, and I'm going to switch to Slide Master View. This Slide Master is very powerful. It can change every single slide in your presentation with one fell swoop. That's just here, so the View tab or ribbon, and the Slide Master, it's the master views here. So I'm going to click Slide Master. And all of these are my basic kinds of slides that I can have. They're my sideways slides. They're my 2 columns of text slides. Here's one with the master title, and then 2 subtitles, and then my massive texts. But the one the one slide to rule them all is actually this slide way up here at the top. It's kind of hidden actually the first time you open Master View, so you have to slide this side up to the top in Master View. There it is. So now anything I put right here is going to appear on every single one of my slides. So I'm going to go ahead and insert a picture that I have on my desktop. And there it is. It's my tiger stacked. And I'm going to make that bigger. I'm just going to drag that over to here. Actually drag that over to there. That's a better spot for it. All right, and so now when I go back and so now I'm done, let's say I'm done editing my Slide Master View. I'm going to go back to my Slide Master ribbon, which magically appeared when I'm in Slide Master View, and this is where you close it. That confuses me. Sometimes I get really worried if I'm editing in Slide Master View. I'm like, how do I close this thing? Where is it? And I can't find it, but it's in the Slide Master ribbon that appears, Close Master View, and there it is on every single, wait a minute, what? It's on every single one of my slides, but it looks like garbage. Look at that. How many of you, who doesn't think that looks like garbage? Oh, really? Okay. Okay, I'll let you, that's fine. You guys, that's cool. I personally think it looks a little bit garbagey myself. I like to see just the image, just the thing. I mean, maybe for this black slide, that's actually more appropriate because this is black text here. and this is black text here, and so if it looked different, it wouldn't work. But on this white one, it doesn't look so bad. But if I were to move something around, I'm going to be covering it, or it's going to be underneath. But we can go to Slide Master View and do this really cool thing. We can actually remove the background pretty easily from that image. Oh, I need to go back up to the main slide to rule them all. Click on that, and then I go into my image format tools, and I can remove the background. And there it did. Everything that's pink is now invisible, and everything that is not pink, not covered by the pink, is visible. So if I go ahead and say keep changes, and then I get out of my Slide Master View by clicking off of the image. Yes, I did, because it's invisible now, because that was counted as part of the background. And so that's part of the good, that's one of the good things, it's one of the bad things. So now, get out of Slide Master View, go to Normal View, and now it actually looks pretty good, I think. Well, okay, it looks okay on this one, but there's no white background that makes it look like I don't know how to use PowerPoint or Photoshop, and it looks really good here. But let's say this is not good enough, this is not the true Colorado College Athletics logo. We can actually go back to the Slide Master, and we can edit some of this image. So we go to Format, go to Remove Background, and then we can actually say mark this area right here. That's that little black overbar, and now that will be much closer to the true logo. And if we really want to get creative, we can actually just draw a line over here, and then, ooh, boy, that looked terrible. But we can keep parts we can mark things that we want to keep, and we can mark things that we want to remove. So I'm going to zoom in right here so I can get some of these letters a little bit better. So I'm going to say that, I want to keep that, I want to keep this. And of course, if this is too tedious, you can also always just bring the image into Photoshop or send it to somebody who knows Photoshop and ask them to do this. So that's a couple other options there. But because I'm marking these now, they'll show up on the main slides as well. There we go. I'm just going to put the Colorado, just so you can see how that works. And I want to remove that little white area under the A. There we go. And so we say keep changes, go back to view, and get back to the normal. And it still looks kind of lame there because black on black just doesn't look very good. But there, and I should probably zoom out. There's our Colorado College logo, mostly complete, but we've got the word Colorado there to show you that that works. And that's on the Slide Master, so I actually can't touch it when I'm trying to edit the front. Any questions so far? So Slide Master View, very helpful. Removing background parts of images, also very helpful. I think it makes the slide look a lot cleaner and a lot more professional. All right, let's say you have a lot of information you want to get out to people, or you have an outline in your head, rather, and you want to get that outline onto the slides in a really quick way. I'm going to skip down to a few slides here. If you click to this outline view, so we're in the view ribbon again, you click onto the outline view, that gives you all the text in your main text areas, your pre-built text areas in this sidebar. So you can actually just come up with an outline. Let's say my presentation is on boy bands, and I hit enter, and that creates a new slide for me. One slide is called boy bands. But let's say that's not good enough. So yeah, let's say that's good enough. This is the title of my presentation is boy bands. The first slide in my presentation is going to have to be Backstreet Boys. So I can just actually type right here, Backstreet Boys. And then if I hit enter and then I hit tab, that actually zooms me into this text area on the slide without actually me having to move the mouse. So I can just start typing Backstreet Boys. There's AJ. Other Backstreet Boy names? Anyone? Donatello. Spell Donatello right for him. Raphael. Yeah, so I can type things. So I'm in outline mode here. So I'm just typing bullet points that are automatically appearing. If I want to get back out to a slide, Shift Tab is the shortcut that gets me back out to the slide, to the next slide. So I can add a new boy band like One Direction. Anyone on One Direction? North. Oh, Lewis. Lewis is one of them? Lewis with a W or Lewis the other way?
No, L-O-U-I-S.
L-O-U-I-S, okay. But I like these directions. Sorry. And let's not forget the very important direction up. One of my favorite directions, just in case they add a couple members or something like that. So you can type very quickly. You can get an outline into PowerPoint very quickly just by switching to Outline View, and then starting a new slide. Control M for the new slide if you're starting from scratch. And every time you hit Enter, what's another? Oh, NSYNC is another one. And then you hit Enter, and that just automatically creates a new slide for you. Other boy bands, this is a woefully small list. New NKOTB. Wasn't Donnie one of those? Donnie and Mark, yes. Because Donnie is now an actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Wahlberg brothers. Okay.
No, Marky Mark was part of the New Kids on the Block.
That's the mark. I was thinking
That's
of.
Mark Wahlberg. He was Marky Mark.
All right, so we've got the outline. All right, finally, this is one of the cooler features that I think exists in PowerPoint. Let's go ahead and create a new PowerPoint. How many of you have had to create a more like a slideshow, where you've got a whole bunch of images and you just need to get them into one slide deck? Anyone? Okay, a few. Again, my table at the back. You guys should be sitting at the front here. You're benefiting from this. All right, so with the photo album, this is a really neat feature that's been in PowerPoint since I started using PowerPoint, which is like 95 or 97. If you go to the insert and you want to insert a photo album, it's going to start a new slideshow for you. So let's say you've got your pictures all downloaded from the internet or wherever you've got them. Let's go into the pictures library and use these wonderful pictures. I'm going to say insert. It's going to just list them right here. And then if I want to, there are different options for how you want to display the pictures. So right now, generally what you'd want to do if you want to be like Al Gore, Steve Jobs, some of these people who do really big presentations for large audiences, they will sometimes avoid the text on the slide altogether and just stick with images. So I'm going to say fit to slide, but if we wanted to fit multiple images on one slide, we could say 2 pictures or 4 pictures, and here's a little preview of what that looks like. But I really like doing with this one, fit to slide, so just a big image on there to make your point clear. You can reorder these if you want with these arrow keys and the check boxes. So I'm going to say create. It's going to create a new PowerPoint for me, and it's going to make each image as big on the slide as it wants. And this will do it with like 100 images. And I just created this PowerPoint with all these images in, what was that, 15 seconds? 30 seconds? Just because I had them all together already. And there they were. So now I've got this image. 2 final things. Let's say I want to, how many of you have had to share a screen, or no, have been in, okay, this morning I was in a presentation. I was in the Digital Humanities workshop, and we had a Skype call with another person who was presenting from another campus on this person's digital humanities project. They were talking about coding a large database or repository of information that I don't remember exactly what it was. But we opened the slides on our computer, and Jane sat up front and she changed the slides when the presenter said, okay, next slide, please. And the presenter was in another place, and they presented on their own computer. Recent versions of PowerPoint actually have this really cool feature where you can present online. Oh, there it was. And that's this button right here, slideshow present online. And that asks you to sign in. So I'm going to sign in here. But what this does is this gives me a link that I can send out to everybody else who's going to see the show. So this is what I would do the day of my presentation. Oh, it didn't like me. Yeah, this is the problem with live presentations and demonstrations that depend on other things. Okay, so this is preparing the presentation. Anybody have a smartphone, smart device, tablet, computer? Great, great. So there's two ways to do this. I can send the email in a link. I can send this in an email. I can copy the link. I could read this to you. Anybody want me to read that to them right now? No? Yes, okay. I'll read it to you after class. I like to use the service tiny.cc in order to shorten those ridiculously long URLs. So I'm just going to put the URL in there. I'm going to say WT awesome slides. Yeah, WT awesome slides is one word. So now I have that short URL. So just in your smart device or tablet or laptop, go ahead and put in this URL, tiny.cc/WT awesome slides. Just make that a little bit bigger. Because this, I think, is really one of the neat, cool things that they've done. Make that bigger, make that 36. You got that in your... So what happens when I do this, once my friends have the things open, I can start presenting, and I don't have any timings on this at all, but what happens is I start presenting and the slide stays synced for me and for them. I don't have to tell the person next slide. I don't have to worry about them actually having PowerPoint on their computer and being able to open it up and actually open it full screen so that it'll do all my fancy effects and everything. But when I click next, it will change to the next slide. Is it working at all? Yeah. Yay, I love it when things work. Not working for you?
It didn't work, but
okay. There you go. Do you want to show your phone around? Yeah. So I change. There is a slight delay.
There we go.
But that was what, 3-5 seconds? Not too bad unless I'm doing a pachakacha. Yeah, that's that 20 seconds per slide and only 20 slides, so I'm done in 6.5 minutes. So unless I'm doing a pachakacha, that's not bad. For something that's a free service that's live online and that you could be anywhere in the world, and as long as you've got an internet connection that's fast enough to download my slides, you'd be fine. So now when I close it, that should close it on your phone as well so that you can't see what I'm presenting anymore. Maybe? You might be just stuck on that slide.
I might just be stuck.
Okay, oh, now I've ended the presentation. Now it should close.
Okay, there we go.
That's a great 5-second delay. All right, that is about all I have to present on PowerPoint tips and tricks. Are there any questions or problems that you have with PowerPoint? Rishi?
It's a really simple question, but sometimes I find I want to completely change the font on all my slides.
Mm-hmm.
So how do I do that?
So I would go to I would start with the Slide Master, and let me see, actually you could probably do it with these design slides. I believe that if you click on one of them, that changes them all. You can, nope, I was wrong about that one. You do have to go to the View menu, and you go to the Slide Master. And in that Slide Master, if you click on the one slide to rule them all, you click on the actual text boxes themselves. So I'm clicking on the box, not in the slot in the box. I'm clicking on the box. You can actually format the shape and change the text. Not that one. You can actually change the kind of text that's in there. I guess this was Gil Sans. We can change that to something really awesome and really visible, like Andalus, which is a great word. And let's change that one too. Let's change that to Andalus. And then close our slide master. And that should change all the text. Oh, of course there is no text. Oh, there was. There's one. See, it changed that text and that text as well. So all the text at once, slide master. Other PowerPoint questions? All right. In summary, I'd like to say PowerPoint is a tool. It is neither good nor bad, but it can be used for good or for bad. If you say, hey, I can send all my emails via PowerPoint, yes, you can do that. But it's like saying, here's a screw, I'm going to hit it with this hammer until it goes in. It's not the best use of the tool. Thank you very much for coming today. And if you are interested in handouts, I can let me know and I'll be sure to send you one. Thank you very much.